Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Top 10 Luxury Cars. So make sure to watch the full video. Assuming that you need the final say regarding extravagance, complexity, feeling of event and presented status from your decision of vehicle, this is the specialty you'll shop in. For normal super extravagance class customer base, all things considered, to be denied the valuable chance to twofold the expense of your vehicle in making it totally your own eventual a definitive mood killer. In this way, in the event that you like being chauffeured around like Master Sugar in a vehicle sufficiently unique to cause you to feel 10 feet tall and you can manage the cost of the best life brings to the table, indeed, good for you. Your driver ought to arrange this. Number 1. Rolls-Royce Apparition. The most stupendous and most prominent extravagance movement in motordom was supplanted by Rolls-Royce in 2017 and given a sparkling 5-star street test invite by our street analyzers presently. Proprietors will adore it as much for the excessive assertion of abundance and status it supplies and for the unparalleled feeling of event you appreciate while going in one. However, while many will not at any point know so a lot, the most recent Ghost is likewise a sheer delight and an interesting joy to drive. Its greatly agreeable and uniquely secluding ride solace can be tested from the secondary lounges, obviously, and is like nothing else you'll experience in a vehicle, tenderly loping. And delightfully liberal inclination yet in addition especially calm and smooth, in spite of Rolls-Royce's fitment of the most recent run-punctured tire innovation. However, the accuracy, feel and ideal load of the vehicle's enormous rim directing wheel is noteworthy, similarly the simplicity with which you can put such a colossal vehicle out and about. The resilience it has for anything pace of progress suits your excursion, the preeminent refinement and adaptability of its V12 motor, and the progress of its choke pedal on step-off. Despite the fact that it's a close to 3-ton love tune to stunning disengagement, this vehicle will advance from 0 to 100 miles per hour and from 30 to 70 miles per hour through the cog wheels faster than the last Passage Center RS. The uprightness of its designing is essentially amazing. Number 2. Rolls-Royce Apparition. The Phantom was a boundary for Rolls-Royce when it showed up in 2009, the start of a change that took the organization's yearly creation volume from many vehicles each year to a few thousand. Presently in its second age, the Apparition's student has advanced significantly. Where the Apparition's mechanical underpinnings were once adjusted from those of the BMW 7 Series, it presently shares a similar design of extravagance stage as the Cullinan and Ghost. There are additionally developments, for example, Rolls-Royce's mass dampers for the front suspension, and a functioning enemy of roll bar for the back hub, the two of which assist with bringing ride quality nearer than any time in recent memory to that of the Ghost. Nonetheless, while the Ghost is a lot of a vehicle where to be driven, the Phantom was planned as a vehicle for the very much obeyed driver, and that's what its dynamic person mirrors. Slighter tauter riding and more lithe than the Ghost, somewhat by uprightness of its more reduced extents, it loans itself all the more promptly to the cut and push of day-to-day motoring on traffic stopped up UK streets than its greater sibling. But as far as inside space, extravagance, feel and sheer material quality, the vehicle sits simply the littlest of rungs underneath its greater sibling, embracing as it does Rolls-Royce's new post-plushness plan approach both all around. It's a neoclassical stronghold on wheels, yet a usable one. Number 3. Bentley Flying Prod. Bentley's 4 entryway mainland series limousine got going its cutting-edge life as the mainland Flying Spike in 2006, just dropping the nomenclative prefix that joins it with Cruise ongoing 2 entryway GT with its greatest model redesign to date in 2014. Yet, the Flying Prod is presently in its third era, something quite easy to identify from the prouder, more strong plan, which acquires vigorously from the latest, appealing mainland GT Roadster. Cruise Lesser Cantina likewise benefits decisively from another stage, which was co-created with Porsche and utilizes 4-wheel directing and dynamic enemy of roll bars. It additionally better protects the fabulously extravagant Lodge from the street, and gives the premise to great driving elements. Grasp, equilibrium and directing are discernibly moved along. Obviously, there is a similar distinguishing mark 6.0-liter twin Super W12, which makes 626 bhp in addition to endless force and flames the vehicle to 62 miles per hour in serenely under 4 seconds and on to a maximum velocity of more than 200 miles per hour. Variants of the Spike outfitted with Bentley's lighter, all the more openly firing up V8 and a 6-chamber Flying Prod cross-breed powertrain are likewise advertised. The last option suits the enormous Bentley rather well, its close quiet advancement in EV mode offering a sepulchral feeling of quiet while mooching. However, when its V6 motor rings in, it's nearly essentially as speedy as the V8, regardless of whether it have that motor's personality. Number 4. Mercedes-Maybach S-Class. To decide by appearances, you'd say it was as much S-Class as Maybach, and that is the consequence of Daimler's essential choice. Required a couple of years prior, to widen the compass of the Maybach mark by making Corona Maybach models across a portion of its more normal Mercedes traveler vehicle ranges. The super intriguing, Simon Cowell spec, Maybach just 57 and 62 limousines were simultaneously relegated to history. Thus the way that this vehicle is just a S-Class might be without a moment's delay its greatest strength and its key weakness. Contrasted in a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, a S-Class probably won't cut a great deal of mustard for slobber commendable curbside request, yet being a S-Class likewise makes this vehicle the beneficiary of that large number of cutting-edge dynamic suspension and driver help innovations and assists with fixing things such that splendidly refined, rich and coddling. The Leader S650 model's 603 bhp twin-turbocharged petroleum V12, however the UK will likewise get the 496 bhp 4.0-litre V8 S580, is scarcely perceptible, and its commitment to solace and great habits is extraordinary. Number 5. Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Goodwood's Marmite extension to the super luxury segment appeared in 2018, considering a ton of Rolls-Royce client analysis that an even more regular usable, all-surface capable, family feasible model would be an extremely welcome method for expanding the company's display area range. The Cullinan has been met by adequate examination of its arrangement, from all quarters, to have set in aspect an inclination that its maker has confronted a tremendous test. In presenting a vehicle that some have depicted as off-kilter and unattractive and others have rammed in even less thoughtful terms. However, assuming Rolls-Royce's statistical surveying turns out as expected, and a year of affirmed orders is a decent sign that it will. The aggregate repugnance of the people who could never have purchased a Cullinan at any rate will do essentially nothing to keep it from turning into a business achievement. There is absolutely as much to like about existence on board this vehicle as there may be to hate about either the thought or the presence of it. This is a genuine Rolls-Royce, and among its dynamic assets are exceptional mechanical refinement, blameless ride solace and magnificent drivability. Number 6. Bentley Bentayga. The Bentayga has had a momentous entry through the Autocar Street test assessment process. Being the principal in a blast of £100,000 in addition to super SUVs to come to showcase in 2016, we previously evaluated it profoundly, with a proviso or two, in W12 engine structure, and afterward appraised it higher still. When Bentley presented an Audi-obtained 4.0-litre, 429 bhp turbocharged diesel V8 in 2017, which made precisely as much force as the 12-chamber petroleum engine yet at more open crank speeds. Then, at that point, in 2018, in the midst of the spreading poisonousness encompassing diesel motors, Bentley eliminated the Bentayga diesel from deal in Europe, and with it eliminated from view what we thought about the authoritative rendition of the vehicle. A V8 oil model extended the model stretch around a similar time, while a module cross variety appeared in 2019. There is currently likewise the Speed, a 626 bhp, 188,030 pounds-p into overabundance, before the whole reach was given an update for 2020. Number 7. Range Meanderer. The first extravagance SUV is presently in its fifth era, and the most recent all-new rendition is undoubtedly awesome. While the Reach Wanderer's looks are an advancement of its ancestors, this is as yet an overwhelming piece of metal, while perfect contacts, for example, the thin backlights make truly visual interest. Under the skin. It includes the brand's aluminum MLA Flex engineering, while there's a scope of gentle cross-breed helped patrols and diesels, a module half and, for a definitive in exhibition and extravagance, a BMW obtained 523 bhp 4.4-litre V8 petroleum. Despite motor, the ranges inside is currently more open and richly completed than any other time in recent memory, the mix of present-day plan and tech with the customarily splendid utilization of wood and calfskin making a club-class climate that completely legitimizes a requesting value that currently begins inside striking separation from a six-figure number. Refinement and solace are first-rate as well, with a graceful and wafty ride matched to great segregation from wind, street and motor commotion. 8. BMW iX. All-electric super extravagance vehicles, with the exhibition, refinement and adaptability to truly order the street, have been delayed to arise. However, the BMW iX is the nearest thing we've seen to one up to this point. The outside plan of this regular SUV is troublesome, and to some it may not consider attractive by any means. In any case, to the people who truly contemplate the EV they need to possess, who care about how maintainable its different fixings and creation processes are, and who look somewhat more profound to find the allure of a very good quality vehicle, the 9 ought to stand apart for a wide range of reasons. This vehicle has harmless to the ecosystem olive tan cowhide, lightweight electrically energized engines which have no need of weighty magnets, and the metals for its drive battery are obtained mindfully from North Africa and Australia. It's accessible in a few variants, the center-sitting 9X Drive 50 form of which has an excess of 500 pull, 4-wheel drive and a promoted range more than 300 miles. And afterward there's the Title M60 form with its 600 electric ponies to approach. 9. Alpina B7. On the off chance that it is selectiveness you ache for, don't be tricked by the BMW identification on the long cap of the Alpina B7. Of the relative multitude of especially unique and intriguing vehicles on this rundown, maybe just the Mercedes Maybach is as improbable to hurl into your view on open streets, and the normal B7 sticker price of near £200,000 after choices mirrors that. As ever with Alpina, there are different sides to its rendition of a series creation BMW model. On paper, figures of 600 bhp and 590 pounds-foot from the twin-turbocharged 4.4-liter V8 propose the B7 capabilities as a far and away option in contrast to the M7 BMW won't fabricate. What's more, with regards to execution, maybe this is the situation, the B7 benefits from significant alterations to its powertrain and suspension to make it quicker. In any case, B7's actual distinguishing mark is glorious moving refinement to oblige its blend of nearly sports vehicle levels of body control and a level of readiness thoroughly messed up with the extravagance Cantina faction. It is an astoundingly balanced machine, and just Bentley's mainland flying spike gets its better in this regard. Number 10. Mercedes-AMG EQS 53. Mercedes' most memorable break at an extravagance EV Cantina unquestionably isn't lacking in desire, with its swoopy car-style looks and the choice of an exciting 751 bhp double-engine combo helping get the notice. With a huge, 107.8 kWh battery, it has the endurance you expect for a significant distance limousine as well, with a guaranteed range only more than 350 miles. The inside is likewise exceptionally extensive, and keeping in mind that maybe not up to the norm of the brand's S-Class as far as a high-grade apparatuses and fittings. Its immense hyperscreen computerized dashboard choice unquestionably makes an impression, regardless of whether it isn't the least demanding to explore. As you'd expect, execution is astonishing. With even the lesser 649 bhp rendition we tried figuring out how to break 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds and, all the more stunningly, crush 30 to 70 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds. At speed, it's refined and agreeable as well, with low commotion levels and a graceful, air-suspended ride. Inquisitively, its extravagant certifications are subverted by a low-speed ride that is conflicting and suspension that can be heard working over scarred metropolitan geography. And keeping in mind that the Mercedes is marvelously quick in an orderly fashion and form through the corners, there's tiny in the method of customizability of driver criticism, you basically point and spurt. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.